Hey guys, it's like 2:30 in the morning. I just had like a weird dream and I'm getting messages in the middle of the night, which I guess I always get messages like in the middle of the night, but normally like I feel like they're normally just for me, but I feel like they're for you. And it's been made very clear to me that I'm not going back to sleep until I record this in some way. So I've been having all of these videos from San pop up on my feed, but they've been from like a year and a half ago, and I watched this one for Gemini called like you open a massive portal, and it like really resonated, and she's basically talking about like how in like the collective somebody's been putting up like signs or like goalposts or something like for everyone else to kind of like go along the trail, and now they're reminding me that I hike a lot in the trails, and so I see maybe the connection there. And I've been doing like a lot of collective work against my will, I want to say, because I like to go to sleep and I just want to be asleep. And I've always been somebody that kind of like woke up for like a little bit around like 3 a.m, like a couple minutes, and then I'd go right back to sleep. But lately I've been waking up like every couple hours, every single night, which is like left me very tired, like in general. But you know, a girl pushes through, it's fine. And some of my dreams are really weird, and I've just been like thinking it was just like me, but now I'm kind of realizing, because like I've just been having a lot of people come to me in my dreams, and like going out and finding a lot of people in my dreams. So as usual, I think Santaro's right. I think I've been like, and especially tonight, my dream, I was like, there was like actual construction work. That was going on, and I saw Brooke from Empress of Duality in my dream for like just like a split second. And that's probably a side note for someone. But before I went to sleep, I was watching another one of San's videos. And the main thing that stuck out is she held up these two cards, and she's like, the numbers, she's like, this card's number 2, and then this card, it was in the portal video, yeah. And then the second card, she's like, this is card number 52, and then she pulled up the beloved card, and she was like, this is card number 2 as well. She's like, the numbers 2, 52, 2. She's like, everything's getting like kind of like pushed in, like sucked in, attracted to this portal. And I was like, 2525. I was like 2 quarters, the second quarter. And that like really sat with me while I was like, before I went to sleep, and I was like, the second quarter, like football. I was like, I wonder what that means. I was like, it's like halftime, right? After the second, I was like, football, there's 4 quarters. I was like, so that would make it halftime. I was like, that's interesting. So I went to sleep, and then I woke up, and I had a half of a bag of chips, and I know this is weird. It's late. Stay with me. I had half of a bag of chips in my side dresser drawer, and it's not uncommon for me to wake up in the middle of the night and like pull like candy or something, like when I'm going through like a hard time, or going through like an upgrade, or like I'm feeling like defensive against something, whatever it may be. It's not uncommon for them to like wake me up in the middle of the night and have me eat like a piece of candy out of my side drawer, or like a piece of chocolate or something like that. It's like sweetness, like softening my resistance to the process, or something like that. It sounds silly, but they'll have me like eat a piece of like chocolate or candy in the middle of the night to like literally like sweeten me up, make me less like resistant. And they had me eat like half a bag of chips. Like I had like a blip in my dream about me eating the chips, and then I opened my eyes, and then like almost like before I was even conscious, and then when I like came to awareness, I was eating the chips at like 2:15 in the morning, and that pissed me off, honestly, because I don't want to be eating chips at 2:15 in the morning. Like, I'm never gonna keep my girlish figure like that. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I was upset about that, and I was like, why just have me eat half a bag of chips? I was like, gross. I was like, well, probably because you're out of candy. And they were like, no, it's not because you're out of candy. It was like, okay, somebody want to explain the chip fiasco of 2020 for me? And then I was laying here and I was trying to go back to sleep. And then they brought me back to the halftime thing, like 2 quarters, this end of the second quarter, halftime. And they brought me back to the chips. And they're like, what do you do at halftime? And I was like, oh, you eat snacks. Like, you eat chips. Like, chips are like a halftime food. And they're like, halftime, goalpost, halftime. And so I think what's happening right now is that in terms of like we're collectively, because I asked if there was just for me, and they're like, it's not just for you, Lauren. Fucking have another chip. I was like, oh, shit. So I think collectively what's happening is that we're moving into a new timeline. It's hard to form your words into full sentences at 2:30 in the morning, I'll tell you. We're fixing to move into a new timeline. A leveling up of the timeline. Kind of like I said in my Pursuit of Happiness video, like things are getting better, but what's basically, we're at like a halftime point right now. We're at like a midway point. So what happens after that? It's the last 2 quarters, right? So it's like the last leg before we move into a new timeline. And then of course there'll be different things that go on in the new timeline, right? But they want me to remind you, point out, make note of the fact that the second half of the game is like always a little bit more intense than the first half of the game, right? It's basically like at halftime, like we're up, the scoreboard is up, right? But like in football, it's almost like if you get like too cocky about the fact that you're up, like, and you lose focus, you could like blow the game at like the second half of the game, right? But the difference between football and energy work is that like confidence and like praise is like a good thing, like, right? It's like normally in football, it's like your coach would be like, don't get too excited because, you know, like you could still blow this, like the other team could like come back and win this, and, you know. But the thing is with spirituality and energy work, like being confident, being like having praise, being like, yes, like thank you, Lord, that like we are gonna win this game. Because again, like I said in my Pursuit of Happiness video, like the result is already fixed, right? God, the universe, it's God, but if the universe, you know, whatever you like to call it, it's always working in your favor. Like the game is already set up for you to win, for us to collectively move into a higher timeline and kind of like shift the vibration. So being confident, like having faith, right? Faith isn't a noun. They keep saying that to me. They're like, faith isn't a noun, faith is a verb. Faith is a verb. Faith isn't a noun, faith is a verb. They've been saying that to me for the last couple days. That's actually like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have that, right? Because it just vibrationally, it's not like it puts you so high vibe that you don't realize that there's like challenges and there's like opposition, right? Kind of like energetically like rooting for you to fail. Doesn't mean that, but it means that like on a frequency level, it keeps you at like a certain level that allows you to maintain like that steam. It's like that extra drive that you need when like you need it. God, sentences at 2:30 in the morning. But they also want me to point out that it's important not to lose focus. It's important not to lose focus too, because the difference between confidence and cockiness is focus. Because you can be confident and be like, you know what, I'm gonna put some faith on this. Like, I know, like, I'm gonna have a victory in my personal life. I know collectively, like, we're gonna move into a higher timeline. Things are getting better. But like I need to, like, I'm still in the game, like my head's still in the game. Thank you. That's what it is. Like, keep your head still in the game, like keep your focus, like visualize, because visualization is part of meditation. Like, it's such a strong technique to use energetically. But cockiness is when you're just so confident that like you don't keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. And what is the ball? The ball is not only visualizing, like, the result that, like, you personally want to see, right? Like, the promises that, like, God made you, and, like, what your guides told you and your angels told you, like, is fixing to come in for you. But also, like, God itself is the universe. God is the universe. God created the universe. But, like, God is the ball. God is the ball. Like, don't, like, take your eyes off of, like, God right now. I mean, try not to ever take your eyes off God, but it's, like, because some of, like, the opposition and the challenges and stuff that are coming in they're things to distract you, right? They're like cheerleaders on the sidelines. It's like some guy spilling beer and getting into a fist fight, like, on the sidelines. It's like all these little things trying to distract you, right? Like someone else on the field from the opposing team, like, playing dirty, right? Like, like something like that. So it's like, it's important to keep, like, your heart open, and it's important to keep, like, like, play with integrity, to, like, continue to play with integrity. Kind of like when, the other team goes low, like, you go high. Don't let yourself be distracted, because being distracted also means, like, being confused, being cloudy, feeling, like, triggered as hell, right? It's like, so, like, keep your eyes on, like, God, keep your eyes on, like, the visualization, the end result that, like, you want to see in your personal life, but also, like, collectively. And that's about, again, like, playing with integrity, kind of like for the love of the game. And then I just heard, like, for the love of God in my head. So, I think that's what it is. I'm apparently doing construction work in the collective unconscious, which I might do a separate video about, of, like, other experiences that I've had. But I'm doing construction work. So if anybody has a hard hat, apparently, that they can, lend me, I'd be really appreciative. So that way I could maybe move further along on this project. So that way I could get some real sleep. Oh, I pray for real consistent sleep, like a full REM cycle. Oh, it'd be so nice. And yeah, we're at, like, a halftime point. So especially coming up to the full, we just had the full moon, to the new moon eclipse. That's what it is. Oh, God, I'm never getting to sleep. The new moon in Sagittarius eclipse, because of the new moon, you set new intentions. That's when we move into the higher timeline, into, like, the new leg, the new timeline collectively, and we get to set new intentions for that timeline. That's what it is. Thank you, God, for that right there. But the second half of the game is always more intense. So if things feel a little bit more intense for, like, the next, like, week and a half, if things, like, they're also saying to 20 days, the next, like, 8 to 20 days, like, depending on you. Okay, whatever. Sorry, I don't mean whatever disrespectfully. I'm just tired, and I'm a little cranky because I'm so tired, and I just ate half a bag of chips. But if we're at halftime, focus, Lauren. See, they just talked about this. Focus. We're at a halftime point. Get some snacks. Enjoy yourself. A lot of the pressure is, like, coming off temporarily right now. Get yourself a Gatorade. Second half of the game is starting. It might feel a little bit more intense coming up the week before this new moon eclipse, and perhaps the week after the full moon eclipse. But keep focused. Stay confident, but stay focused, because we're moving into the new timeline, and then we're going to be able to set new intentions for that timeline. So as I said, things are getting better. They keep giving me too, the theme song for Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. All things just keep getting better. You bring out the best in me, and my world never looks so bright. Okay, I have to go to sleep now. I can't be doing this shit in the middle of the night, and it's weird. It's different. Can I go to sleep now? I think they said yeah. I think they said I can go to sleep now. All right. I love you guys. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. Get some sleep for me, okay? Get some sleep for me. I gotta go get my hard hat, apparently, and go back to work. I love you, though. Good night.